Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. I know it's been a few weeks since I last posted, so I'm very grateful to be on here again, as one thing or another just kind of prevented me from being able to sit down and post a video. So thank you so much for being here, and today we're going to look at remaining positive when manifesting. So manifesting, we know, is a byproduct of our thoughts and our habits and how we are showing up in our world. It all kind of starts within, and even from my own perspective, especially now as I've graduated a lot more in the years now when it comes to mindset and doing things for self-regulation, I like to look at my reality now to see where I am in my mindset. So what I mean by this is that anything that shows up in my reality that I don't like or that has triggered me in some way, I start to observe it in a way that I process it to understand, okay, there's obviously something within me that I'm not liking at the moment, that I'm not identifying. And that's when I kind of understand that this is why I've created this, or this is why I have seen this in my reality. So the first step when we're manifesting is identifying it. And when you start to see things in your reality, that is you actually identifying what it is that you like and what it is that you're not. From that space, then we start to think about our thoughts, and we start to think about where we want to go from here. And when you look at people, even if they're not into conscious manifesting, who are successful, they will have goals, they will have plans. And these goals and plans are essentially the thought that they keep thinking about, that is creating the belief within their subconscious mind, and then inevitably they start to see it in their reality. So with that being said, we're going to look at how to remain positive when we are manifesting. So first of all, when we are wanting to remain positive, we want to understand that we're never going to be positive 100% of the time. It's just not who we are. We're human. Without negative, there wouldn't be positive. And we live in this kind of dual body, where I saw the other day, I was reading something on Carl Rogers, and he explained it in a way that we are subjective and objective, meaning that we have these subjective feelings, but we also have judgment and stuff like that as well too. And it's okay to live in this dual way of being. So when we look at it from this perspective, we know that we can allow negative things in order to experience the positive, because how would we even know what a positive was? So with that being said, we can bring that kind of concept into mind when we want to remain positive in whatever it is that we are manifesting. So first of all, if we feel like we're triggering, we want to take a step back, look at our nervous system. If we need to do breath work, if we need to take a rest, if we need to go for a walk, or if we need to do some exercise, reading, anything that kind of takes us out of this fight or flight response. So when we are looking at that, then we want to think about things that we are grateful for. When we have a grateful heart, the chakra of our heart opens up more, and we start to receive in a way that we are allowing whatever it is that we are attracted to come toward us. We're not afraid of it. We are opening up our mind to it. We're opening up our hearts to it. And the energy then that kind of elevates within our body becomes stronger, which becomes like a magnet kind of force, which attracts it to you. So if you look at the law of physics, this is kind of what it is meant when it comes to the whole attraction and law of attraction kind of world. So when we have done things like that, then we want to engage in things that make us kind of relatively happy, especially if we're not in a good mood. So watching things that will make us laugh out loud, or engaging with things that are going to make us laugh out loud. Being with a friend who you know that you're going to be laughing with or joking with, and all of these kind of things that will build up your kind of mood is the next step to remain positive in what it is that you are doing. So even that quote, laughter is the medicine of the soul, is really relevant, because it truly is when you find yourself in that kind of laugh out loud state that you get yourself into, and you know that you are really genuinely happy in that moment and you're not thinking of anything else. So when you start coming into this kind of more positive, relatively good mood, you can review your plans and your goals again. So your manifestation, your desire, how you have written it down, how you have decided it is going to go, what the process is. You can have all of these things written down. It does not mean that it has to go this way, because a lot of the time things will unfold in a way that we may not have even consciously known, because it's our subconscious that is really attracting rather than our conscious. So if our subconscious is attracting, it means that it's all of these hidden beliefs and hidden kind of ideas that we are not consciously engaging with on a day-to-day basis that is essentially attracting. So when we look at our goals and we look at our plans, we want to just have a clear identifying way of being able to keep our mindset on it. So as soon as I think of my goal, I know I can see the outcome. I think of the plan and the way that it goes. I know that I can see how it goes. But again, we leave room for things that show up in a way that we may not have planned. Good or negative, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of it all, it's the result that you are kind of wanting to attract into your life. So when you have that really clear in your mind, then you kind of start saying your affirmations about, I can do this, or I am doing this, it is coming to me now. And these affirmations then build up the confidence for you in remaining positive when you are manifesting whatever it is you want. So you take these few minutes and you kind of, I suppose, restart the whole program in a way that, you know, when you have your phone or your laptop or whatever and you have to reboot something, because sometimes we all need a reboot. And when we're looking at our manifestations from this perspective, we know that all it is just coming back into our center, coming back into ourselves and reconnecting to whatever it is that we are manifesting. And when we start to do that, then we come into this whole idea of knowing that it is done, essentially, because it normally is. And the only thing that really gets in the way is our limiting beliefs, how we think that it's impossible to get there. We think about time, we think about all of these things that are hurdles and obstacles and everything along the way. And that is only because we're human, and we're always going to be thinking in those ways, because we, as I say, we're a duality of a person, of an individual, because we experience positive, we experience negative, we experience sadness, we experience happiness. It's just how we live on earth, and we wouldn't be human if we didn't. We wouldn't even be able to feel if we didn't have these kind of emotions. So it's all positive coming from that perspective, and it all benefits us as well too, coming from that perspective as well too. So I just wanted to do a quick video on that. Hopefully I will have more out this week. You can email me at any time. Any requests or any ideas that you would like to hear. Thank you again so much for being here. I am so grateful to be connecting with you all and to see that you are engaging with the channel as well too. Thank you, and I hope that everybody is well and manifesting what your dreams and things that you desire. So I will chat to you soon.